Today's fable is the story of Prince Pwyll of Dyfed and his friendship with King Arrawn, the ruler of the underworld. Whether Arrawn's title means he's king of the fairies or lord of the dead depends on who you ask. Not someone you'd want to mess with either way, but Prince Pwyll was the impulsive sort, as you'll soon see. On the day in question, Pwyll is in the mood for a hunt. He gathers his retainers and takes his pack of hunting dogs, and they all set off for a romp through the woods. It isn't long before his hounds have the scent of a stag and give chase, with Pwyll and his followers in hot pursuit. For a while, Pwyll's horse is faster than all the others, and soon he's far ahead and alone, still trying to catch up with his baying hounds. As he rides, however, he hears the odd calling of a different pack of hounds and understands that another hunter's pack has the same scent. This makes Pwyll urge his mount to even greater speed, and at last he breaks through into a clearing where the stag has been brought to bay. It isn't his own pack that caught the deer. This is a pack of hounds unlike any Pwyll had ever seen. Their coats were snow white and glistening, and their ears were red. Annoyed that his hounds had been beaten to their quarry, and noticing their master had not yet arrived, he manages to drive off the other hounds while letting his own pack, late to the party as they were, finish off the prey. Just as the new hunter rides up, Pwyll may have been too impulsive and hot-headed to take a clue from the eerie nature of the strange hounds, but the hunter's appearance gives the game away. Pwyll now understands two things. One, the hunter is not of this world, and two, he's in trouble. The newcomer identifies himself as Arrawn, king of Annwyn, and berates Pwyll for the discourtesy of usurping his quarry. Pwyll has little to say for himself other than yes, I am at fault, and quickly apologizes. Arrawn seems little inclined to accept Pwyll's contrition until Pwyll says he is determined to do whatever it takes to become Arrawn's friend. How can this be accomplished? This makes the king pause. As Lady Charlotte Guest's translation of the Mabinogi states, this is what Arrawn says then. After this manner mayest thou, he said, there is a man whose dominions are opposite to mine, who is ever warring against me, and he is Havgen, a king of Annwyn, and by ridding me of this oppression, which thou canst easily do, shalt thou gain my friendship. Arrawn explains that he is to meet Havgen exactly 1 year from tomorrow for single combat. In the meantime, he will cast a spell on Pwyll, so he looks and sounds exactly like Arrawn, and not even his closest subjects will be able to tell the difference. Since Pwyll, as the ruler of Dyfed, already knows how a court operates, he should be able to learn the customs of Arrawn's court easily enough. Likewise, Arrawn will take on Pwyll's appearance and voice so that he can govern Dyfed in Pwyll's absence. Arrawn then leads Pwyll to his court in the underworld and leaves him with one warning. When Arrawn last fought Havgen, he overthrew the rival king and wounded him near to death. However, Havgen begged Arrawn to finish him off, and Arrawn, being merciful, agreed. Instead, the second blow Arrawn struck magically restored the rival king to full health, and so they were back where they started. Arrawn admonished Pwyll that he must defeat Havgen, but he must do it with one blow only. Otherwise, it would be all for naught. One might wonder why Arrawn doesn't just fight Havgen again himself and not make the same mistake twice. While it's never stated, it's implied he doesn't trust himself to deny his instinct to mercy and hopes Pwyll can. Whatever his reasons, Pwyll agrees to Arrawn's terms, and so the swap is made. His time as Arrawn passes quickly in feasts, hunts, and merriments, and soon the time for the duel approaches. Pwyll arms himself and is accompanied by Arrawn's knights to the appointed place. Although there are considerable men-at-arms present, they are only for witness, as a knight acting as herald makes clear. The fight is between the two kings only, and no others may have any part of it. All that said, the two kings mount their horses and come together with flashing steel. Havgen is a strong warrior, but Pwyll seizes an opportunity and strikes him so hard that his shield is split in two, and he takes a serious wound. Havgar then begs Pwyll to finish him, but Pwyll, remembering what Arrawn said, refuses. I may yet repent doing that unto thee. Slay thee who may, I will not do so. Havgen knows it's over and releases his subjects and then dies. Pwyll, in the likeness of Arrawn, demands that Havgen's subjects now swear fealty to Arrawn, and most do so willingly. A few more must be persuaded, but in the end all is settled by the next day, and the two kingdoms are one. When the agreed time is over, Pwyll meets Arrawn back at the place they met, and each takes his own form and voice again, and each one returns to their respective domains. Arrawn returns to peace and a greater kingdom. But what really seals the deal is when he discovers, even though they shared a bed, Pwyll never had relations with his wife. When Arrawn explains to her the reality of the situation, they both agree Pwyll is an honorable man, and Arrawn swears his eternal friendship. Pwyll in turn finds Dyfed in good order. When he inquires among his counselors what kind of ruler he had been over the last year, they agree that his rule was much more wise and just, with lavish rewards for faithful service and punishment only to those deserving it. When Pwyll tells them what had really occurred, they beg him to rule in the manner Arrawn had done, and he sincerely swears to do so. Thus matters stand until Pwyll meets the woman he wishes to make his queen. But that is another story.